Hey guys, it's Crystal and welcome back to my channel. For the past 2 months, so all of August and all of September, I've been reading, studying, going through the book of Proverbs. Why? Well, it just seemed like a fitting book to read during this point in my life, especially during this new season that I'm entering into, which is my new job as a teaching assistant at an elementary school and stepping into my calling that the Lord has given me, which is to pursue teaching and teach the next generation of people. As you all may know, the book of Proverbs is a book written by King Solomon, and it is just full of wisdom and knowledge, but mainly wisdom on how to, I don't want to say it's a how to live, but it's just basically a book full of wisdom. King Solomon wrote the book of Proverbs to his son and basically was giving him wisdom, giving him advice and warnings on who to avoid, smart ways to live your life, and just all around a book full of knowledge, a book full of wisdom. What I really like about Proverbs is that it refers to wisdom almost like a woman, basically. In other words, King Solomon is advising his son to, in a way, personify wisdom. And it even says here, I can't remember what verse, but I wrote down in the column where I can write down my notes and my thoughts, is true wisdom is found in him, meaning in the Lord. And the Lord gives it. The Lord gives us wisdom when we seek him, when we ask for it. In the book of Proverbs, it also talks about fear of the Lord. And this fear is not the fear in a sense of like, oh, I'm afraid of, going someplace because something bad might happen. No, fear of the Lord comes from wisdom and loving the Lord. It comes from loving our God. Also, in the book, in Proverbs, it talks about, how can I say this without it sounding bad or sounding wrong? Basically, King Solomon advises his son to stay away from women who do not love the Lord. And same goes for women and men. Women do not go for men who do not love the Lord. I hope that made sense. But basically, in Proverbs chapter 2, verses 16 through 18, King Solomon says, "So you will be delivered from the forbidden woman, from the adulteress with her smooth words, who forsakes the companion of her youth and forgets the covenant of her God. For her house sinks down to death and her paths to the departed." And in my notes, I put down King Solomon knew the power of the female form. And in other areas too, it talks about the adulteress, the woman who has forgotten her way, forgotten God, and does not love God or have a heart for God. King Solomon gives very good advice to his son, and this advice can also be taken and given for ourselves as well. In other words, the book of Proverbs is all about wisdom, but it adds wisdom in different areas of our lives. So another example, in self-control, instead of being quick to anger, wisdom comes in knowing when to hold our tongue and knowing how to answer when we are questioned, when somebody has questions. Wisdom comes in controlling our emotions and not having, angry outbursts. Talks about, the fool and how the fool stirs up evil when the wise does not. I feel like a repeating record, but the book of Proverbs is just a book full of wisdom and offers ways that we can apply it to our everyday lives. So I definitely read this book in a pivotal point in my life because my position that I'm in, I need a lot of patience, mainly because I am dealing with kids, with my students who have special needs. Like I mentioned in my video last week, a couple weeks ago actually, the students that I'm working with, they're autistic. Their verbal communication skills are limited. And so I definitely need to be practicing, patience with my students to be able to teach them and be a good teacher. The wisdom that is being distilled onto me is patience. God is definitely teaching me how to be patient, but also kindness and compassion. I've always been a kind, caring, compassionate person, but being placed in a setting where I've never been in before, and again, especially with special needs students, I am learning as I'm working. I am learning new skills, dealing with different challenges every single day. And having the Lord in this with me has helped me be successful and has helped me be the teacher my students need me to be, which is a empathetic, compassionate, and patient teacher. Because again, the job that I'm in, it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. And I am thankful that I went into this new position with that mindset. That mindset has helped me to shake off the bad days and enjoy the good days. And on my bad days, I remember my good days. So, all in all, I definitely recommend reading the book of Proverbs. This Bible plan that I did on the Bible app from YouVersion was very helpful. It split up the Proverbs in ways that I can understand and grasp it a little bit better. That's why it took 2 months to get through 31 chapters. I like that it did that. I hate going through stuff relatively quickly. And since I brought up the Bible plan that I did, I will link it in the description below so that way you guys can check it out as well. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Please give it a like, leave me a comment down below, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next week with a brand new video. Bye!